Chapter 6541. The next day. Charlie, who had nothing to do, was dragged by his wife to go shopping with Elsa for the whole morning. At noon, Elsa hosted Charlie and Claire to eat at a very famous sushi restaurant in Tokyo. The chef was a weird old man with a strange temper. It was said that the meal was very expensive and it was difficult to make an appointment. But Charlie had three obvious feelings after eating. First, the place was not a little bit shabby. Second, it didn't taste the legendary amazing taste. Third, it was indeed not full. After dinner, they went back to the hotel to put down the things they bought while shopping. Elsa urged the two to change into more formal clothes and prepare to attend the private party before the concert. Since it was a party organized by the Mitsui family. As the host, they provided pick-up and drop-off services for the invited guests. And all chose Toyota's Lexus LS series sedans. After Charlie and the other two were ready, they took the Mitsui family's special car directly to Tokyo Dome. Although there were still several hours before the evening concert, a large number of fanatical fans had already gathered at the Dome. They gathered in front of the square, waving flags and shouting, or playing the piano and singing. The atmosphere was extremely warm. Moreover, it was said that for every concert of Tawana, there were at least tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of fans who could not buy tickets to listen to the entire concert around the venue. From the performance of these fans, it can be seen that Tawana Sweet is indeed the most popular and best-selling female singer in the world today. And almost no one can match her. Fortunately, the staff on the scene isolated a special passage in advance, so that the vehicle that Charlie and his party were riding in could drive smoothly into the Dome. When they arrived at the parking lot inside the Dome, there were already many Lexus cars of the same model parked on the scene. Many guests got out of the car one after another and walked to the inner field under the guidance of the etiquette lady. Elsa was obviously very excited at this time. As soon as she got out of the car, she began to look around. After seeing a young woman on the inside of the entrance, she shouted, "Sachiko! I'm here!" The young woman heard the voice and immediately looked over. When she saw Elsa, she screamed happily and trotted all the way. When she ran to Elsa, the two hugged each other at the same time. The young woman smiled and said, "Long time no see, Elsa. How are you doing recently?" "Fine." Elsa nodded, and then introduced Charlie and Claire to her. "Sachiko, let me introduce you, these two are my good friends." Sachiko looked at the two, nodded, and smiled. "You should be Mr. Charlie Wade and Mrs. Wade. It's our first meeting. Nice to meet you too." Charlie was not surprised that she could call out his name. After all, the invitation letters Elsa got were all real name-based. And she must have given her and Claire's names to the other party in advance. The social atmosphere here is relatively male-dominated. So although she knew his and his wife's names, she only called his full name and called his wife Mrs. Wade. So Charlie smiled and said, "Hello, Miss Shingzi." After that, he gently embraced Claire and smiled. "This is my wife, Claire." Shingzi was surprised to see Charlie specially introduce Claire. Her first impression of him was greatly improved. Apart from anything else, this alone showed that Charlie attached great importance to his wife.